Hey guys. Say hi. Let me know that you're out there in Cyberland. Hi, Dixie Belle. Sorry I'm 2 minutes late. Technical difficulties. And I'm also having technical difficulties with my Palmetto here. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try a different one. Hey, Leah. We have Beth, Melinda. We have Good Bones from Chicago. Welcome, Mary Beth. You guys, as you come on, say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I've got South Louisiana, Michigan, California, Illinois, Missouri. All kinds. All right, we're going to work on a tissue box today. I have so many projects unfinished. I'm not even going to show you what's going on behind the camera. Hot mess. So I was like, all right, we're going to take it down a notch and do something simple that you can do for around your home. Let's get started. I'm Bianca, owner and artist of Lotus Theory Designs. Thanks for joining me today. I'm also a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company. And like I said, we're going to work on a tissue box. So you guys may have seen this buffet. I'm going to recreate a design that I did on a buffet. I didn't do it on camera, and so many people were like, hey, do you have a video for that? So I thought, well, I'll just recreate the design on a tissue box, and that's the buffet there. So I used Amethyst, Palmetto, and sea glass to create that look, and obviously some gold. So we're going to make that happen again today on this little tissue box. Okay, so I already have it prepared and ready to go. I got my base down on it. It's just a tissue box that I got from Michael's, which is a craft store. If you guys don't have Michael's or know what it is. I don't remember what it cost. I know I had a coupon. It was not expensive. But so I picked it up. This is what it looked like before, and that's with the raised stencil. So using Dixie Belle's Dixie Mud in black, I used a damask stencil that I have laying around. I don't remember where I got it. Sorry, I don't have that information for you. But I used that stencil along with Dixie Mud to create the raised stencil effect, which is the same as you see here on the doors on the box. Okay, let's get started. You guys have any questions in the meantime? Thank you guys. Lots of people liking my buffet. Thank you. That was one of those, the one you let get away kind of a thing. I wanted to keep it so bad. All right, so let me just move this down so you guys can get in pretty close. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. All right, so this is not going to take me very long. I'm just getting my paints open. I've got Amethyst, that's purple. I know it shows up blue on the screen. I promise it's purple. I've got sea glass. That's this light blue, slightly green color here. And I've got Palmetto, which is green. Okay, 3 colors. We're going to do a simple technique. Same technique that I use often, which is just kind of slapping some paint on there and seeing what comes out. Okay, so I've got a few of Dixie Belle synthetic brushes. These are their minis. That's what I'll be using. And let's just start slapping some paint. Oh, and also, just to kind of give you guys my vision, I have these corner cap things that I thought might be fun along the corners here. I'm going to probably end up highlighting them in gold, but that's why the stencil design is the way that it is, so that it would all kind of just flow together. Okay. So I'm starting off with a little bit of Amethyst, a little bit on my brush. I don't have a whole lot on there. Probably take off a little bit more since my substrate is small. And let's just start slapping some paint, okay? So not a lot of paint, dry brush type technique. I want the coffee bean. That's what's on the base here. If you guys watched me before, coffee bean is my favorite base coat, okay? And you're going to see why in a sec. Because as I go over these raised stencil parts here, the coffee bean is kind of staying within the grooves. Okay, and it's going to kind of create like a glazed look. So let's jump to, let's try the Palmetto. That's the green. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of randomly slap it on there in places. The brush strokes are crazy. Okay, I'm not going for a smooth blend. You can also stipple your brush. And let's toss in some sea glass and see what we get. This is literally not going to take very long. Easy, quick, inexpensive DIY home project for you guys, which also happens to be how I did the buffet, the design on the buffet. If you're just joining in, I'm using Amethyst, Palmetto, and sea glass. Okay, so now that I've got some colors on there, let me just blend that in a little bit, blend in the seams. Just going to kind of stipple my brush here. Maybe bring some of that sea glass up. No particular order. The idea is to be sporadic. Okay. I'm going to do that all the way around. So a little bit of paint on the brush. Hi, Donna from New Mexico. We've got Teresa from Texas. Hello. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Jennifer, hello. Lindsay, hello. And I'm just kind of jumping back and forth between my colors, guys. Again, quick, inexpensive. You may have seen Dixie Belle is running a new campaign. I believe it's called Around the Home. And the focus right now with that campaign is things that you can do around your house using Dixie Belle paint and products to, I guess, spruce up your home and make your life better. I don't know about you, but pretty things make my life better. And so this, I figured, could kind of coincide with that because, again, inexpensive DIY project. If you have questions, go ahead and ask. I did not cover, obviously, the raised stencil technique because I needed to let it dry. I did this last night and I let it dry overnight. I do have a blog on it if you guys want it. I can post the link on how to create a raised stencil effect. But I did use Dixie Belle's Dixie Mud in black to achieve this. Very simple. Takes a while to dry, and that's why I did it last night. So there's another side. Just going to keep it moving. Rionza from South Africa. Hope I said that right. Hello. We have Mariam from Calgary. Valarie from Fresno, California. Yes, Jennifer. Jennifer said she joined late. It is raised stencil. I love raised stencil, you guys. I wish that you could feel it through the camera, but you see the depth. It's so easy to do. Again, I do have a blog on it. I did teach that technique live probably 2 months ago or so, but I did compile a blog on it, shortening up the live video and making it easier to follow along. So we're just jumping back and forth between these colors. Oh, I cannot say your name. Let me put you on the screen. I can't say your name. I'm not even going to try because I don't want to insult you by making it sound bad. I'm sure it's beautiful. But hello, you from Sweden. Thank you for joining. Velma from Perry, Florida. Hello. Is anybody else feeling like they want to start painting fall colors? I'm ready. I actually have another one of these tissue boxes prepped up and ready to go in the corner over there. Thinking about doing a fall theme on it, because why not? All right, one more side, and then we'll do the top. Again, if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask. You have me. You have me for the time being. For those of you just joining, this is what I'm doing. I'm recreating the finish that I did on this buffet here. Well, a simpler version of it anyway. Okay, so that's what we're doing. The purple is Amethyst. The green is Palmetto. The light blue / tinted green color is the sea glass. It has very subtle hint of green. I love that color. I'm just alternating between the colors, doing a super fast rough blend on my basis coffee bean. That is a almost black, deep, deep, deep shade of brown. I use it quite a bit for my base coats because I love the way that it pops through the details and stays within the details. But it's not quite as stark as black, so. Sea glass is turning a little bit purple. Let's do this. There we go. There we go. Didn't want purple. Almost done, guys. Do a little bit of blend, bring some of the purple up and around. And I've barely used any paint. This whole thing got done in like, I don't know, probably a half an ounce of paint. Thanks, Anita. All right, let's do something about this top. Bring it in a little bit closer. There we go. Barely any paint on my brush, guys. Barely any paint. And this went by a lot faster than I thought it would. So as soon as I'm done with this, we're going to jump over to highlighting it with gold. A little bit of blue. So I'm just kind of dabbing my brush in a stippling motion effect. Blend in with that sea glass a little bit better. Looks good. Oops, did not mean to slam that down like that. Rough day, Bianca? Okay, any questions? Yes, Diane. Diane says, now I want to go paint something. You should. I love small projects like this. They're fun. They're kind of mindless. They're refreshing. They get done quick. So if you don't like big projects that take too long because you're impatient, little things like this are perfect. Valerie wants to know, can you put a transfer over a heavily textured surface? You can. I've done it before. I guess depends on what heavily textured means to you. I have done it over pieces that I've used sea spray on, which is Dixie Belle's texture additive. So you add it to paint, it creates texture. You can do that, yes, but I would just make sure that when you're doing that, that you really rub the transfer in really good to make sure that it kind of conforms to the grooves of the texture, okay? Otherwise, you might have some lifting problems or air bubbles, etc. Now, would I do a transfer over this? Probably not, because the grooves are so deep. I did this particular raised stencil effect deeper because I really wanted those details to stick out. So I probably would not do a transfer over that. Let's move on to gold. So I grabbed some Moonshine Metallics Gold Digger. Hi, Rochelle. Rochelle's watching from YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Rochelle wants to know, do you think this technique would work on a metal tissue box? It sure would. Get you some slick stick so that it would stick to it. But yes, it absolutely will. Just kind of walking around and talking to you guys. Let me show you. Slick stick. Get you some of this. Okay, so that'll help it to stick to non-porous surfaces like metal, tile, glass, etc. All right, so while I was up, I grabbed a small brush, and we're going to work on the details of this tissue box. Where's my gold digger? Here we go. So I've got Moonshine Metallics Gold Digger. I use the heck out of this color, you guys. One of those staple colors. So I'm just going to put, I know you can't see, but I'm going to put a little bit onto my brush. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I wipe off as much of the excess as I can. And let's highlight some details using the side of my brush. Just going to brush over the details, making sure not to go too deep into the grooves, because the idea is to make the details pop. I want the details to have their own identity separate from the base of the colors that I blended. See how that's popping out? A little bit more paint. Really simple. Sherry says it looks yummy. Thank you. Okay, so now we have some gold on there. Okay, again, this is what we're using as our inspiration. I'm plagiarizing myself. That's my buffet that I did a few weeks back, and I love the finish so much. I'm recreating it here on the tissue box. Much faster than doing a full buffet project. All right, so let's do something else, okay? Using that same gold digger, let's kind of go around these edges, and I'm using the side of my brush. Let's just kind of bring some of that gold down. I can also use my finger to kind of blend it in if it gets a little heavy, or if I want to create like a smudged look. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Normally I would let my paint dry before doing this, at least for a bit longer. The side's pretty dry, but I can feel that it's still pretty cool to touch. So I'm just trying to be careful if I do decide to, for example, use my finger to smear, that I don't actually pull the paint with it. Diane says, I have about 50 different colors in Dixie Belle. I'm a Dixie Belle fanatic. You and me both, honey. Okay, let's work our way around the box. Put a little bit more paint on my brush here, get some of that excess off. Okay, same thing. A little heavy on the paint. Take a little bit more off. There we go. Again, I can see that I have wet paint, so I'm trying to be careful as to not pull it up into my brush. Now, I'm not too concerned. So if I do go outside the line a little bit, it's not a big deal. Like I can see tiny spots where the gold runneth over, like there, okay? I can either take my finger, kind of wipe it back if it's still wet enough. I'm just gonna go with it because this is a more grungy box. Okay, same thing up top here. Let's bring some of that gold in, kind of create like a fading effect. And why not go a little heavy on the bottom too? Yeah, just kind of frames it in, gives it a little bit more visual interest. Couple more sides. Oops. No big deal. I just wiped it back. And also, I always keep a wet rag next to me, you guys, always. Like it never even happened. Thanks, Diane. Diane says, gorgeous. Thank you, Anita. Anita says it's an amazing color combo. She's in love. Oh, Deanna, thank you. Deanna's stroking my ego. Thank you so much. Hi, Heather. Yeah, right. Heather says that the gold digger adds a magic touch. Exactly. I think gold makes everything better. Okay, one more side, and then we'll do something on the top. Again, I'm barely using any paint. Little things like this are great if you have little bits of leftover paint. So say that I do go a little bit heavy on my paint, okay? Again, I can just kind of take my finger and blend it in. Okay, what do you think? We have a quick boho tissue box. I said we'd do something with the top. You just make sure that I don't have a whole lot of paint on my brush. Let's maybe kind of bring these corners out. Again, just using the side of my brush to highlight the edges. I'm not really being shy about letting it bleed into my finish a little bit. And I'm going to put a little bit more paint on my brush. I'm just going to come around the rim. Don't mind if it bleeds over a little bit. The grungier, the better. Yep. Hi, Jolie. Notice, Jolie, how I called you Jolie on this live. This is my sister, you guys. She doesn't like when I use her full name. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Diane. Oh no, Jennifer says, I think that this around the house promotion is getting overwhelming. Getting nervous. Eyeballing the entire house thinking, I could paint that. Oh, your poor husband. He'll be okay. A happy wife is a happy life. You tell him I said that. Okay. So what do you guys think? Simple, easy, quick. This took me barely any time. I'm going to seal it. I'm going to paint these in gold, okay? Or I might leave them, actually. They look kind of nice. What do you guys think? Should I paint these gold or should I just leave them? They're pretty contrasted as they sit. They just screw in, so once I get them on, that's what they'll look like. You guys get the idea at least. There we go. So you can kind of see, kind of boho, right? Moroccan type vibe I got going here. Any questions? You're welcome. And it is easy to me. Hopefully, you guys, if you try it, will find it easy as well. Sherry says, goldicize them. Goldicize. I love that you just made up that word. I love it. Thanks, Chris. Thank you, Anita. Diane likes the black. Well, they're actually like a deep, deep bronze. I don't know. Maybe I'll just highlight the edges in gold. Maybe I'll leave them and just kind of do what I did on the, well, shoot. Let's just do it. See if I like it. Just add a little bit of gold, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys. Well, if you don't have any questions, that's pretty straightforward, right? Simple, quick, fun. Okay, good question. Mariam says, do you need to put a transparent sealer over it? That is totally up to you. Dixie Belle paint does not require sealer. I always seal. That's just what I do. And I'm probably going to put this up for sale. So for me, I just like to seal things and really be able to, I guess, have it go out the door and into a customer's hands with total confidence. If I were keeping this for myself, which I just might, I wouldn't be too concerned about sealing it. This is not going to be a high traffic area or a high traffic piece. It's not like you're going to be serving dinner off of it. So if you choose not to seal it, you don't have to. Truly, it would be fine. Okay, one more time. The colors are Amethyst. They're also in the description, guys. But we have Amethyst, Sea Glass. So this is purple. This is light blue with, again, a very subtle hint of green to it. And then we have Palmetto, which is green. These three colors are what I used for this, that, as well as Gold Digger, Moonshine Metallics. You can find all four of these colors on the Dixie Belle website. The link is up in the description. If you use that link and place your order, I get monetary kickback, and I appreciate your support. And I guess that's it. Pretty straightforward. It's almost kind of weird saying goodbye. That was too easy. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week, next Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. If you're watching this on the replay and you have any other questions, go ahead and leave them, and I will get back to you guys.